Hello there, Steve here. Now, we have been very lucky here at Haunted UK Podcast because we get sent in so many intriguing and mind-bending experiences from so many of you listeners who are generous enough to send them in and are willing to share them with us. We get so many that it seems a shame sometimes to wait until the end of the season. And while we're still going to have our end-of-season listener stories episodes, we're also going to have this new segment, Dear Steve, where we share with you, fresh from the mailbag, or to be honest, the inbox, very short cases which I'll read to you. Cases that can't wait. Cases that are so intriguing, we need to get your thoughts on them immediately. So first up from my mailbag this month is a very strange apparition by the PlayStation. Dear Steve, backstory first. I live in a small village called Chopwell in Gateshead, and this was a coal mining village. I live in a house that used to be one of the miners' homes, and these were built between 1900 and 1920. So let's begin. It was around June-July 2023, and I was running the bath for my two sons, who were at the time 4 and 8. My youngest was in the bathroom with me and then looked out of the bathroom door. He then walked out, looked down the stairs, and came running back in crying hysterically, saying, "The scary man! The scary man!" Fast forward to bedtime, and he would normally run upstairs to bed, but this night he stood at the bottom of the stairs, looking up at them, and said he needed a carry. I got him to bed and read him a story, and lay with him. I said to him, "Rowan, you know the scary man you've seen? Have you seen him again?" He turned in bed, looked behind him, turned back over and nodded to say yes, but said no. I then asked him, "Did someone tell you to say no?" He did the same again, turned over, turned back, nodded yes, but said no. He finally went to sleep. Then that was it. At least it was until around 6 months later. It was in the morning around 7 a.m. My oldest, Oscar, asked if he could go downstairs and play on the PlayStation. I told him yes, and he went down. Rowan came to my room and snuggled in for around 30 minutes, until he woke up again. We went downstairs and Oscar said, "Daddy, remember the scary man Rowan saw? Well, he was here watching me." I asked him, "Where?" He told me he was standing at the door, just standing watching him. Motionless, it seemed, and then he told me that, quotes, "the man turned into a ball and went fast through the room and through the wall." I asked him what he looked like, and he said he was just all in black, with a hat. A few weeks later, it was still playing on my mind, so I asked them to draw a picture of what the man looked like. I sat them apart so they couldn't copy each other, etc., gave them paper and different coloured pens. What they drew was incredible, pretty much identical. I asked what the ball is on the picture, and they said that's what he turns into. I've added the pictures they drew for you to see. Kind regards, Craig. Craig, how absolutely chilling, and I don't know about you, but there's something about a child's drawing depicting a paranormal event which is just as frightening as seeing the actual event. I will post the pictures of Craig's children's drawings, and they are very unsettling. So what do we think about Craig's children's experiences? Is the ball of light significant? The hat? Or appearing by the PlayStation? Has anything similar happened to you? We would love to know. Now, a personal opinion for me about this story is the hat. We've heard so many stories from so many witnesses about the Hat Man. Is this entity simply related to sleep paralysis, or is the Hat Man something more? If you've had an experience, we want to know. And we also want to know your opinions about this story. So please, write in, Dear Steve, at contactus@hauntedukpodcast.com. Now, we'll be here next month with a huge bumper edition of Dear Steve's to coincide with Halloween, the entire of the spooky season. We will have 9 bumper episodes of Dear Steve's. Be sure to tune in. But until then, you never know who the next person could be plucked out of the mailbag. Because it could be you.